Welcome to Misti Blue. The title of this episode is Running with the Bulls, the Heart of a Leader. All great change comes from those brave enough to run with the bulls. In Pamplona, Spain, every summer people gather for a wild tradition, the running of the bulls. It's not about beating the bulls, it's about surviving the run, understanding the force, and moving in rhythm with it. As a leader, a coach, a parent, a teacher, or a teenager just beginning to see the world clearly, you will come face to face with moments that demand more of you, moments that ask you, will you flatten or will you forge forward? Let me tell you about someone who chose to forge forward. In 1955, long before it was safe, long before the marches and the headlines, Claudette Colvin, a 15-year-old black student in Alabama, refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus. She was arrested, she was humiliated, she was ridiculed, and she was ignored. But she stood her ground. Later, Claudette said, "My head was just too full of Black history, the oppression, the stories. I felt Sojourner Truth was pushing down on one shoulder and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on the other. She was afraid, but she was anchored. Anchored in truth, anchored in justice, anchored in the power of knowing that silence would never save her or anyone else. But she had a choice. She could flatten herself to survive, or she could rise and run with the bulls. She chose the run. And so do you, to the teenager who sees the gap between what is and what could be, to the teacher who stays after school to reach just one more student, to the parent who refuses to let systems write off their child, to the coach who teaches far more than sports, to the leader who stands in the gap, not for applause, but for impact. You are running with the bulls. As an inner city teacher, I once received a certificate at the end of the school year. It wasn't shiny, it didn't come with applause, but it meant far more than anything I'd ever received. It read, "You ran with the bulls." That was it, and it said everything. They saw that I didn't show up to challenge compliance. I showed up to create a space that was aware and was responsive to the real needs of my students. Not just the rule book, the real world. Not just performance, but people. And for that, they called me what I hope to be every single day, a runner, a builder, a force multiplier. Leadership is knowing when to run alongside with momentum, when to step aside and let others lead, and when to take charge, not for control, but for change. So today, I want to ask you 3 questions. What is the cause that moves you? What injustice can't you unsee? Where is your voice needed? Because when bulls come, when the force of resistance, fear, injustice, or urgency thunders down your path, you need to be ready, rooted, aware, moving with purpose, relentless in mission, and grounded in conviction. Run with the bulls. Not to fight everything, but to move forward with courage, compassion, and with clarity. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs runners. It needs builders. It needs you. If this moment moved you, share it. Let someone else know. They don't have to run alone. Stay bold, stay rooted, and keep running.